All right. That was really a cool introduction. I wasn't expecting that. That's awesome. It's a very nice introduction and welcome, Cynthia. And you know what? I was obviously missed a couple of minutes of that front end call. Did we just start moving, or do we give a little time for people to jump on?
I think you're good to go because it's
Okay.
recorded, so you're good.
Oh, okay, perfect. There's Justin with the little you can start. All right. So welcome everybody. It is an absolute pleasure again to be with you. For those that don't know me, my name is Francisco Hara. I'm the founder of Giving Business Soul, and I work intimately with Jennifer and been working side by side with her in some, coaching and mentorship capacity. And inside of that conversation, we had brought up the initiative about how can we help Remax champions create some additional revenue and create additional tools for all the agents to benefit from. And so I introduced her to Powur, which is a renewable energy platform that offers solar and it's just an absolutely amazing organization. And so what we're here to do is to talk to you today about how you can participate in this renewable energy revolution. We're going to talk a lot about the sort of the trends of the industry, real estate as well. And with me, I have the pleasure of having with me here Cynthia Alvidrez. She is a powerhouse at Powur, the top woman in Powur as far as sales is concerned, and just an amazing individual. I've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time with her out in Ensenada building homes and just throughout the years here. And she's just amazing. And she's going to be handling a lot of the presentation today. But we're certainly going to open it up at the back end and offer some additional things. And so with that, that's the basic introduction. So just welcome to this session on Powur and how you guys can utilize this renewable energy to, again, offer different solutions to your clients at this time. So with that, Cynthia, I can go ahead and hand it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Francisco. And yes, nice to meet everyone on here. So a couple different people that we might have in our audience today. We might have some people that are already signed up onto the Powur platform and already referring, but the majority of us here are probably just tuning in to see what the platform is all about. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Just a little quick introduction. I've been doing solar for over 8 years now. I've worked for some of the largest solar companies in the industry like Solar City, Tesla, Sunrun. I chose to come and work for Powur, and Powur is a renewable energy platform, as Francisco has mentioned. Next slide. And we have been working very closely with real estate and mortgage professionals. So over the last couple of years, what we have realized as solar professionals is that it's really like peanut butter and jelly, putting solar and real estate together. And for a long time, these industries were kind of at odds, right? The real estate industry had a really hard time with solar transactions. There's just so many solar companies. There's so many different ways of doing things. There's so many solar system sizes, different contracts. Not all companies do things the same way. Not all companies have the standards that we do here at Powur. And for a while, these industries weren't working together. And what we have found is that we are true Powur partners. And it just makes sense, right? For the real estate industry, let's go to the next slide. For the real estate industry, it really doesn't help increase your closing rate if you are a professional that can talk about the solar that you were seeing on almost every home now, right? And you can offer additional value to your clients by really being the whole home expert. Because I'll share with you guys, in my experience, not a lot of real estate agents really truly know exactly how solar works. And I'll take the pressure off of you. It's really difficult to know how solar works because I've been doing this 8 years and I still learn something new every day. It's like me learning the real estate industry overnight. It's just not going to happen, right? There are just so many aspects to your job, so many things that you guys do besides just show homes, which is the very small portion of what you do. And so the solar industry is the same way. So what we find instead is by having a partnership, by us being a resource to you, by us being able to be connected to your homeowners and really be the source of information for them, we found that this partnership like I said, just goes hand in hand. And on top of that, you can earn additional revenue by referring your clients that don't have solar to us, right? But beyond that, let's just talk about not even monetarily, but just by having relationships with real estate offices, we've been able to come in, educate, provide more education to our real estate partners on, contracts they might be coming across. Maybe you're coming across a contract and you need some additional help, some bullet points on how to decipher that contract. That's something that we are here to help you with. So by all means, you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me. I'm sure we'll share my contact information, but my email is solarwithcynthia@gmail.com. If you ever come across a contract that you need extra help with, I'd be happy to review it for you, just as a partner. Like, that is a free resource that we're offering you. But on top of that, if you can position yourself to also refer solar to your clients, you can differentiate yourself from the competition. And that is what we're seeing. A lot of our partners are really setting themselves apart by offering solar, by being a little bit more educated on how solar works and staying, once you have us in your pocket, you're staying up to date on all the changes that are constantly occurring in the solar industry. So let's move to the next slide. And we'll talk a little bit about what's going on and why solar is huge now, and why why you would want to offer power to your clients. Let's go on to the next slide. And just a really quick overview of how solar works in case you are not familiar. Usually with a solar company, when we're looking at a homeowner's home, we're trying to evaluate how much electricity does a homeowner use, and that helps us determine how many panels to give them. So when you're coming across these contracts and you're seeing one for $200, $400, $100 per month, you might be wondering, how do they come up with this number? Sometimes it's a pretty large bill because they have a lot of solar panels that they need. Well, on the front end, we evaluate their what we call kilowatt hour usage. That's how we measure electricity. We see how much kilowatts they're using on a month-to-month basis, on an annual basis, and this dictates how many solar panels we give them. That dictates cost. And from that point, we see if they want electric vehicle chargers. We can add batteries. Right now in California, with the new laws that have passed, it is very important that homeowners have batteries. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more batteries in the market when you come across homes. And they can be one of two ways. They can be giving backup power or not. So they come in different configurations, they come in different sizes. There's a lot to know when it comes to that, but essential components of a solar system: panels, batteries, and then inverters that convert the energy captured by the solar panels into electricity that they use in the home. Do work with these are called grid tied systems, solar systems. So a lot of people ask, can we be off grid? That's not the case in California. You are still physically connected to the grid. Around here, for example, we have Southern California Edison is our primary utility company. So when we help a homeowner go solar, they're still physically connected to the grid, and they're going to pay a small non-bypassable charge. If we the correct solar system on their home, they should not have anything past that monthly charge to Edison, which is very, very small. Now, you may have heard in solar, oh, well, I heard a homeowner had a very large bill. They got a large bill at the end of the year. That's not solar done correctly. That probably means that they didn't get enough solar panels. They should not have a big bill at the end of the year if their solar panels are covering everything. So that's a quick tip for you guys too. If you are coming across a home that has solar and you're working with the home that has solar, you want to get a copy of the utility bill as well as a solar contract, because you want to see, is that solar system covering everything, or are they also paying an end of year supplemental bill to the utility company? And as professional consultants, especially at Powur, we go out of our way to make sure that we have a educational consultation with the homeowner. We see exactly what they're using. We fit them with the appropriate amount of panels and battery. We usually give them more than what they need to account for future usage, because here's the thing too, we can go to the next slide. Here's the thing too, we're going to electrify the home very soon, right? We're going to have electric cars. Everything's going electric. Everyone's going to have an electric stove. Unfortunately, I love my gas stove, but we're going to go electric, and it's coming. And so homes we're estimating homes are going to be using 40% more electricity in the decade we're in than they do today. So they're going to need more solar panels. They're going to need more electricity, more affordable electricity. So I wanted to show you guys the data on the penetration of solar. Only 3.5 million homes so far have gone solar, which is less than 4%. When you think about it, that's pretty unbelievable. That means that there's still a 96% opportunity of homes out there that do not have solar. In 2021, someone went solar every single minute. And so the last 10 years in solar have been unprecedented growth, but the next 10 years are going to be even bigger because this opportunity is so huge. Next slide. All right, so let's take a look at what homeowners are saying. So I like data. At Powur, we love facts. 69% of homeowners want more electricity when it comes to their energy. They want more choices, meaning we've had the same choice for the last 100 years, right? We've only had Edison, we've only had SDG&E, we've only had our electric company. We haven't had more choices. And so we want more choices. Homeowners, 88% are saying they support renewable energy, which really surprises me because a lot of homeowners I meet with aren't necessarily environmentally conscious, but here the data is saying they really are. Like if they could support renewable energy, they would if given the choice. 62% of homeowners that do not have solar are currently interested in solar today. So with all of these points of data, we do estimate that 1 in 5 homes will have solar in just 7 years from now, which makes the next 7 years definitely, it's just going to boom. It's going to go wild. Next slide. And price increases. You probably have felt this with your own utility bills. Rates have been going up. And you can see here in the 2000 area, in the 2000 year, the kilowatt hour price was 13 cents per kilowatt. In 2018, it was 26 cents per kilowatt. This slide is not yet updated to show you that today in 2023, the price per kilowatt and SDG&E, this where this graphic is about, is over 70 cents per kilowatt. So it has quadrupled since the year 2000. Next slide. So I want to show you an example of rates in Southern California Edison territory. In 2021, the price per kilowatt hour, it was 23 cents per unit of electricity. And now the peak rate, you can see from 5 to 8, just 2 years later, is up to 74 cents. Could you imagine going from 23 cents to 74 cents in just a couple of years? So what this means for a lot of your homeowners, a lot of our homeowners, is that if they were averaging a bill of $200, $300, a couple of years ago, now that bill could potentially quadruple, could triple, especially if they're using electricity between the hours of 5 to 8 p.m., which most people do because that's when they come home. This is why I don't have to tell you guys that inflation is really hurting homeowners out there, and they're looking for ways. They're looking for ways to save money. And as a real estate agent, you guys have more of an opportunity to sell them solar than we do because you're the very first person that sees the homeowner when they get their home. And so helping the homeowner go solar, helping them make the switch really does help them financially, not only with immediate savings, but long-term savings, and it helps them take advantage of tax credits as well. Next slide. All right, so here are some of the benefits for the homeowner. Initially, when we help a homeowner go solar, they save up to 50% on their energy costs. We have zero down finance options, meaning a homeowner can go solar with no money out of pocket. There's no down payment. Most homeowners, I'd say about 95% of homeowners choose our zero down finance option. That's whether they lease or they own their solar system. Very few do decide to pay cash. They absolutely can pay cash if they wish. We show them different options and the owner decide, and they receive a tax of up to 30%. This is a tax credit. Of course, they need to consult with their CPA to see if they qualify, but most working people are able to take advantage of the federal tax incentive. So the government gives 30% of whatever your solar system cost would be. They give it back to the homeowner in the form of a tax credit at tax time. So with tax credits, it can deduct against what dollar per dollar, or it can yield you a higher return. So this has been a huge benefit for many homeowners. It immediately increases the value of your home. I know that this is an area of controversy, but Fannie Mae made it so that the full cost of a solar system now has to be in the appraisal. And so that's the appraised price that it should be valued at. Right. And this is going to be market specific. You're not going to get full value for the home in a buyer's market. But now, especially when a homeowner owns their home, owns their solar, it's going to be more beneficial for that homeowner as well. And we do try to lean homeowners towards owning their solar systems because we know for our real estate friends, it makes it easier on them when they go to resell their home. All of our loans, by the way, are fully transferable. So we do not do a hard lien on the home. It does not attach to the mortgage as a first. And we do have options. We do have access to those options, but we don't use them because it makes it harder to sell the home. All right, next slide. Okay, so in a nutshell, right, customers are going to go solar with or without you. I like to share a story, but a few months ago, I had a door knocker knocking on my door to sell me solar. And he was going to offer me such a terrible deal that I would have had to have a big bill with Edison and a big bill for solar as well. I made him come inside my house and I taught him how to sell solar correctly because these people are out there knocking on your homeowner's doors and they don't know what they're doing. Not everyone knows what they're doing, just like in real estate, right? Not everyone knows what they're completely doing, and some have higher education than others. That's just the way it is, right? It's the same way in solar. And it's really easy, you guys, to mess up a solar deal. It's really easy to put a homeowner in a bad situation. And this is why not, if these people are knocking on your homeowners, why not instead point them in the direction of a reputable company that sells with integrity, that has experts in our field, in our company, that are really going to do solar the right way and do right by the customer. So you can leverage this. This is one of the biggest benefits to homeowners, our 30-year warranty. This is one of the main reasons why I chose Powur to offer my clients. Powur offers, when a homeowner goes solar, a 30-year warranty coverage. It protects all parts of their solar system, labor included, and it also protects roof penetrations. For reference, companies are only doing 10 years to protect the roof, and that's just not long enough. You sold them a house, right? Let's protect that house with a really good warranty coverage. So when we go up against competitors in the home, this really trumps all of the competitors' warranties out there. And time again, it's why homeowners choose Powur over other companies. Next slide. Besides that, we influence change. We have a huge goal to accelerate the adoption of clean energy worldwide. Let's go next slide. One of the reasons why Francisco and I really love Powur is because they're a soul-centered business. They're not a regular for-profit business. They started as a public benefit corporation. They do a lot by giving back. We've partnered with Francisco, with Prosperity Homes, building homes in Mexico. It's something our company, it's just in our blood, in our culture. We're very much a part of giving back to the community, not just by building homes, but by planting trees and by offsetting our carbon footprint. We are one of the only companies in solar that is actually a certified B Corporation, meaning we have full transparency on our books and how we operate our business. So we have to prove continuously that we're doing business with integrity and for the benefit of our customers and the benefit of our employees. And so major bragging rights when it comes to this, that this is really a company that you can trust that does business with integrity. Next slide. So when it comes to making it easy for homeowners to go solar, it's a hassle-free process. These are the steps of a solar project. Usually we meet with the homeowner. We have a virtual Zoom consultation. We help them sign up Project kickoff is the first step. They sign their contract. We get out to their home to do what's called a site survey, where we check out what's going on with the roof. Is it qualified? What's going on with the electrical? And then after that, we come up with a final design that the homeowner approves. If they approve us to move forward, we move to the permitting process. And then once the city approves, we schedule installation, which typically installation itself of the solar happens all in one day. Getting there can take 1 to a few months, depending on city permit approvals. And then after installation, we inspect and we turn their system on. So with Powur, many of our professionals, more than if you look at the center here, more than 35% of Powur sellers have real estate experience. This is a clue, right? It's just very seamless. A lot of realtors love our platform because it's easy to plug into, it's easy to refer, and a lot of them have transitioned from the real estate space. Now, we are not trying to take you guys away from what you do best. We know you do real estate. This is not a pitch for you guys to come and sell solar, but we are opening up the seller role, what I do, for you guys to sign up and earn 50% of the commissions. And that's what a lot of our real estate partners are doing. Now, very few of you, maybe some might want to do this more than part-time. And that is also an option to you guys, but most of our partners don't. Most of our partners just refer, they collect 50%, and then you're able to tag a trainer like myself, or what we call a closer, to close the deals for you, and you collect your 50%. Some people don't want to sign up as a seller and take the training. So in that case, we do have another option. Let's move on to the next slide so I can show you what those options are. Okay, so our ambassador program is the first option. If you just want to refer, you don't want to take training, you don't care to make 50% of the commission, we do have just our basic ambassador program, which earns $1,000 per referral. So you refer a customer and you earn $1,000 after the system is installed. This ambassador program is what we offer all clients as well. So this is something that's very easy to sign up with. I'll share the links at the end. You don't have to take training. There's no subscription fee for this. It's just open to everyone. Next slide. Okay, so this is the second option. This is what a lot of our realtor partners are doing. You sign up to be a seller, where it's the same role I have. You earn an average of $3,500 per referral for doing the very same thing as the ambassador. You're just connecting us to a homeowner. We meet with them, we have a consultation, and if they choose to move forward, then you earn 50% of the commission, which would be about $3,500, because on average, each project is around $7,000. It could be less and it could be more. It does depend on the size of the home. And so for this, to sign up as a seller for these benefits, you would pay a one-time $99 to gain access to the platform. This is a cloud-based platform, just like Airbnb, just like Uber. And so you pay to have access to the platform and the tools. And then every month would be $85 a month to keep your subscription. That allows you to be a seller on our platform. Once you sign up, you do take training, which is very helpful if you want to get an idea of how to sell solar, where to start, how to plug in the lead. And then once you take the training and pass the course, it's hands off from there. At that point, you're just introducing clients to us. There is a process for that, so I will go over that in just a second. Let's see what I have on this next slide. Okay, yeah, so at Powur, we do have a few ways to earn. Just to break it down a little bit more simply, when I worked for other companies, the majority of the commission was earned by the solar company, and they would give us a very small portion of the commission. At Powur, it's completely different, which is what's made them so successful. Instead of them keeping the majority of the commission, the reason that our commissions are larger in the solar company is because they give us the lion's share of the commission. So we earn 70% of the commission on a project, where Powur takes 15%. So they operate their business all on 15% of the profit margin on each project. The other 15% goes into what we call a revenue share pool. So we are incentivized to attract sellers to the platform, and you can earn commission off of your team's installations as well. So for example, this office, we have a master link. And then as you guys sign up under that master link, if you do earn 70% of the commissions from the installs you refer, then your office also gets a small, very, very small portion as well that comes directly from Powur. It does not come from any of your commissions, and that's just an incentive for us to help grow teams. So we earn commissions a few different ways. You can earn through personal sales. You can earn through what we're doing here, which is partnered sales, where you guys aren't going to be independent sellers, but we're going to be partnering together to sell deals. You can earn through revenue share by attracting talent to the platform, sellers. We also have what's called finance rebates. When we use a loan, when we recommend a loan to a customer, that lender actually gives us commission, and approximately that's an extra $600 to $800 per project on top of the $3,500. And then you also have access to stock options as well. So those are the different ways you can earn on the Powur platform, and you would have access to that as a seller if you sign up. Next slide. So we make it really easy for anyone to plug in. Powur has a whole marketing center. We have door hangers, we have yard signs, we have all of these social media shareables. So if you want to start advertising right away, you don't have to recreate the wheel. It's already there for you. It's just plug and play. Next slide. All right, so these are the two links. So if you did want to get started, here are the steps. I'm also going to walk you guys through some best practices after these links as well. But if you wanted to sign up for the ambassador program, again, that one's free. It's just our main program that customers use. You don't get any training. You don't get access to the platform because this is, again, what most customers use. But the ambassador program would be the $1,000 per referral. And the seller join is the one that's the $99 to join and the $85 per month. So that one would give you access to 50% of the commissions versus just $1,000. So completely up to you guys what you want to take advantage of and utilize. What I really, really like about this office is they are actually giving you access to both options. When I meet with other offices, sometimes they don't want to take their agents away from what they're doing, and they don't want to mention the seller join. But what I really appreciate about Jennifer, and I didn't get a chance to say this in person, but she was like, I want to make sure my agents can thrive, can really maximize their earnings. And if this helps put money in their pocket, great. I want them to have access to this. And so it's a really huge benefit if you guys do think about, what you could be earning additionally, an extra $3,500 on top of your already, real estate commissions is a good chunk. So we estimate that this will increase revenues for you by about 30% on each of your transactions. And again, the solar project, it's not always $3,500, could be more. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please reach out. These are the two links. And then I do want to just walk through some best practices with other offices and what's been working out, and then we'll open it up for questions. Okay, so best practices, what we have determine that works best. If you want to sign up as a seller for the 50% of the commissions, I myself, and then we also do have Trey Hara, that is a closer on the Powur platform that's connected to this office. So when you plug in a lead into the Powur platform, and again, when you sign up, you get full training, you get access to Powur University. It's going to walk you through exactly how to plug in this lead and how to tag me so that I can see the lead you entered. After that, what we usually ask is you introduce us to your client via three-way text. We find this works very, very well, just as a warm introduction. It allows you to edify your customer as well as us as a solar company by just saying, hey, this is my trust, this is my client, please take care of them. This is Cynthia. She's a solar professional. She's going to walk you through. And I do want to give you guys reassurance that we know that these are your clients. We are going to be very careful to educate. We are no pressure sales at this company. And so it's really just about sharing the information with them. If they want to go solar, we help them sign up. We will drop our Calendly in the chat, in the three-way text, for them to schedule a Zoom consultation at a time that works best for them. The reason we do Zoom consultations, it's because it's really easier for everyone, and it gives customers more opportunities to meet. We have weekend availability, evening availability, and daytime availability. So we really work with the client. And then if it's really just showing them the numbers at that point, if they decide to move forward, we get them signed up and then we pass them on to our project manager. And then we do guide them throughout their project as well. So personally, I would be guiding each of their clients through their project, letting them know what's next. And then if you do sign up as a seller, you would have a digital wallet that you could transfer to your actual account. So you can set those up. And let me see, another question I think that Justin mentioned, yeah, how do we get paid, right? So once you take your training, you'll sign up through that digital wallet, you'll enter your information. You can put your corporation in. So if you have your LLC, if you have your S Corp, you can put that in so it goes directly. It will ask you for your EIN. A lot of people just do it 1099, so it's completely up to you. Oh, another thing I did not mention is we do have access to healthcare benefits. So if you do sign up as a seller, you would have access to our healthcare benefits as well. We use what we call ClearShare. They work specifically with Powur to offer independent agents healthcare, and the rates are really good. I'll share with you guys that I pay less through our plans than I did at my corporate job, which is very surprising. So, and I have 3 kids, so you could imagine. But I have been talking for quite a while. I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to see if Francisco or Justin or anyone has any questions. I would love to go over that with you guys.
Yeah, funny. Thank you, Cynthia. That was awesome as always. And yeah, I have a funny story with that too. I'm actually looking at switching over my insurance over to them because they offer great benefit and for like a fraction of the cost of what I pay for myself here is like almost like $1,200, $1,300, and it's like 90% of that. So much better and great options as well. But yeah, just to maybe add a little bit as well into this, we have already, obviously this is the second time that we're presenting with Remax, and the first time around, a few people have already inquired, and we actually have James, I think, that's kind of in the lead a little bit. I think he's got already a couple of you know clients that he sent over. So congrats on that, James, and getting started. And this is really something that I've done here at the Mortgage Phoenix Group. Was one of the things that I have a mortgage company, and when immediately that I saw sort of the benefits of being on the platform and being able to offer this wonderful service to clients, we plugged it in, and it's been such a great tool for our agents to navigate this winter time that we are in the industry. And I know a few of them have had months where they didn't do a mortgage, but they were able to get a solar transaction or two that really helped sort of soften the blow and not have to eat into savings and different things like that. So and what we have found is it's just such an easy conversation. I mean, as you saw there from the slides, the market penetration is still very low, and we are moving towards electrification at the homes. I was kind of smiling there with the electric stove, because I've been on an electric stove for like a decade, but yeah, I mean that's the direction it's all going. And I think that one of the things that you want to learn about growing wealth is you got to look at where the trends are and see if somehow you can participate in those trends. And again, as Cynthia mentioned, this is like a peanut butter and jelly. When we saw it, we were like, wow, okay. I mean, we have hundreds of clients in our portfolios. And so simply by going back and checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, seeing how they're moving through this challenging economic and inflation and everything else, it's a natural part of the conversation to check about their energy costs and their Edison bill. And when we get that, we immediately send it over to our closers, and they do all the work. And again, so it's just a really great value add to bring into your business. And so my suggestion is certainly, think about it from that perspective of going back to past clients, being able to offer this as a way to, again, hopefully save your clients some money, get them on this sort of trend of renewable energy, set them up for the electric car, which they have to get by 2031 or 2030. And that's, that's a really great approach to go after the portfolio. And then there's the offering it on the front end. And what our loan officer mortgage planners have also done is they started to include it in their buyer presentation. We have somebody here on the third floor in Rancho. Her name is Sierra Sims. She's just a powerhouse of an agent, and she gave us this nugget about essentially letting clients know at the very front end of the consultation to look for naked roofs. That it's equivalent to finding like an Easter egg, because you can save a couple $100s by switching over to renewable energy and solar. And so when clients are out there, they're actually kind of looking for the Easter egg, the naked roof, and they're like, oh, that one's good. And that's a way to kind of combat the high rates as well, is let them know, hey, rates are high, but a way we can certainly save a couple $100s is to go renewable energy. So let's look for naked roofs and see if we can find one of those. And you're now just dropping the seed, and you'll see that when you start to take them out, they're the ones that are going to actually be saying that. You just have to, create that conversation at the very front end. And by handling those two areas, again, this is a very simple thing. Is you just got to install it into your processes as a real estate professional, and this thing can yield quite a bit. So anyways, I thought I would share just that perspective of how you can also the two areas that you can immediately target to begin this solar conversation. So, but yeah, I don't know if there's any questions that came in.
Yeah. I do see a couple. Let's see. So this one here, Facebook user is asking if they already had and paid their solar off, and if they still receive a bill from Edison, can we help them get more panels? Absolutely, yes. Let's this to one nugget I want to drop to is there's a lot of newer home builds that don't have enough solar panels. Yeah. And the developers are only putting 10 to 12 panels on there. And no one is explaining to them that's not enough. So then they get this large bill at the end of the year for their excess electricity. So as soon as you guys see new home builds, we should be asking them for their electric bill. We should be seeing if they're gathering a supplemental bill that they're going to get at the end of the year. And we can absolutely help them add more solar on second systems. We have multiple kinds of batteries. The nice thing about Powur is I have way more equipment options to offer customers at this company than any other company that I work for. So we have quality equipment, great variety, and industry low pricing with the best warranties in the industry. There's a reason why I left those other companies I work for to come and work for this one, because we can offer customers what a lot of other companies cannot. And the next question from Justin is, if an agent is helping a buyer and they want solar, how would they get an electric bill before they move in? So we do want to wait until the buyer closes escrow. We need to make sure they own the home. But in that case, we could take local data to gather an estimation of what they would be using in that home. Yeah. Usually when we don't have 12 months of historical data, that's okay. We can still help them go solar. It's just going to be an educated estimate. And we have different factors we look at for that. If they have a pool, how many AC units they have, what's their square footage, are they a high user of electricity in the apartment or condo that they're coming from? So we do look at different factors to determine what they're going to need in a newer home. And we lean on the higher end just in case, since we don't have that historical data. So in that case, Justin, we would go off of an estimate for their solar system. And since a solar project round trip does take a few months, during that time, they will get their first bill. And then we can just add that to the data and verify if our on trend with what they're using. But good question. And another thing, to Francisco's point, he was talking about how a few of our referral partners have just taken off with this opportunity. And we're seeing that a lot of them are reaching out to their clients and saying, hey, have you looked into solar? Or just out of concern, checking in with how have their bills been? Everyone's struggling right now. So really checking in on your clients and just saying, hey, how have you been doing with all these bills going up? What's your electric bill looking at? We have a new partner. Maybe I can connect you with them to see if they can help you. So coming from that place of service is from in solar industry as well, with Powur especially. And so for you, I see that being an easy conversation to have. I know for Francisco, that's what he does. Positioning himself to be a financial advisor to his clients, he reaches out and sees, can he do a financial analysis, with them? Can he get their electric bill? Question that came up, what if a house needs roof repairs? Oh, I'm so glad you asked this.
That's a great question.
So we have a full roofing department within Powur. We are able to do advanced digital quotes. And so if you book a consultation with the homeowner, on my calendar, I can actually have a roof quote prepared for them. If I see that a home is, 30 years old, I'm assuming they probably haven't changed the roof. So normally I will just go ahead and pull a roofing quote. But in the consultation, that's usually when we discover that they have concerns about their roof. In that case, we can get a quote from our roofing department. And many times we can lump in the cost of the roof in with the solar loan. So they're still paying no money down, no money out of pocket. So for a lot of homeowners that don't have that cash on hand, they can go solar and get a new roof and get their electrical panel upgraded all at once on the same payment. So great question.
Yeah, and I'll speak into that a little bit. I recently had a transaction where there was actually some issues with the roof, and we went in for a repair request, and they decided they wanted to give us money instead of do the repair. They ended up finalizing a negotiation of $12,000, and so it's pretty much like getting a brand new roof. And so what I mentioned to the buyers was to take that money and go ahead and apply it towards the closing costs. That way, that's just more money in pocket. And instead of using that $12,000 to get a new roof, let's go ahead and use Powur to get the roof as well as the solar, because a big part of why they wanted to buy the house was that they wanted to get their Model Y Tesla, and they've been looking at it, but they wanted to get the house, but they knew they were going Tesla, and it all sort of happened in the conversation, that they were going to move in that direction. And then I was like, okay, well, here's this idea about the solar. And then all of a sudden we run into the transaction. Now it's a roof situation as well. So it just worked out really well. They got $12,000 credit, and, we're moving forward with getting them new roof, new solar, upgrade on the panel, the battery, and the renewable car charger as well. So it's like this amazing, full package deal that they're going to be getting. And so we look like, heroes in a lot of ways, the agent and myself, because, we just facilitated such a great transaction and really smart choices and decisions, and just setting them up for the future as it relates to, getting them set up for electric vehicles and things of that nature. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that and just to kind of get your brains thinking a bit too, because, I know that we run into roof situations all the time, and being able to say, hey, I have a financing option where you can just finance that in if you want to go solar at the same time. And again, most people are going to go in that direction anyway. So
there's been many times where our real estate partners have helped close escrow on a home that they wouldn't have, because they were able to offer this option, as Francisco said. And so it has been a very useful tool. Same thing with the electrical, if they need the electrical panel upgraded. So the question from Remax was, once the process is complete, how do I receive commissions? So there's a couple different ways. So typically commissions are not received until the panels are actually installed. So it could be some time from when you refer the client to when you get paid. And you would set up your own account as soon up. Let's say you sign up today, you could set up your account today, your digital wallet. We use e-wallet, and you could set that up to transfer to your personal bank account. And you have visibility from the beginning on what your estimated commission is going to be. So as soon as we sell the project, we set the margin and we set the price based on what's needed for the homeowner. So we have a rough idea of what the commission is going to be. And you have full visibility on that. We have what's called the commissions tab within the project's back office that you can see. You can request a small advance. So if you do want to select your settings to just get advanced payments on all of your projects, they will give you around $1,000 up front as soon as we go out to inspect the home, which is usually about a week after we sign a contract. So a lot of people are doing that right now. They're selecting advances, and there is a small fee for that. But if that's beneficial for you, then that option is available. Right. So I did also want to mention that I do have office hours as well for referral partners, and occasionally we have trainings. So let's refer solar.com every Thursday, besides holidays, besides holiday weeks, every Thursday at 1 o'clock. We have office hours, and it's a very small, intimate group of people that are referral partners that pop in and ask questions. But that's also a great space if you want to put that on your calendar, if you have time to pop in, and if you have questions, if you want to just stay in the know what's going on within Powur, that's a really great space to pop in and ask your questions as well. So anyone on here is more than welcome to put that on their calendar and join us during that time.
Yeah, it's such a great service there to be able to just jump in and ask questions and anything like that that we can help with. We wanted to offer that just to give you sort of a training wheels and onboarding, feel for it. And so that's there every Thursday except for next week. And also, though, if any of you are interested in building and really seeing this as something that you may want to move with and offer it to other agents, either in the office or outside of the office. One of the things that our LOs have done here is that, because so many of them are, with real estate agents who see that the client ends up going solar, now our LO can offer that to their buying agents and their referral partners. And that's been a vehicle to help them generate some revenue share. So if any of you are interested in that, just know that I would help you with any questions as it relates to that. If you're interested in business building, just feel free to reach out to me. And I'm going to put my intel here just in case you all need it as well. That way you can text me and we can strategize and talk about anything that we can do about as it relates to building the organization a bit more.
Right. And we do have some recordings that Francisco can share. If you guys want to reach out to Francisco, we have some recordings on handling common objections that might come up when you're talking to homeowners. So we can absolutely share that if you guys want to reach out, if you want to get a hold of those. But again, if you sign up as a seller, there will be a formal training you take that will answer most likely most of the questions that you have. And then once you complete training and take the exam, your portal will be open, and it's very, very easy to plug in information. You would really just need to gather first name, last name, email, and a PDF copy of their full electric bill for us to do a proposal. At that point, gather information, get the electric bill, make an introduction. And that is the majority of what you would need to do. That is all. Now, some agents like to be on the Zoom consultations. You guys are more than welcome, if that's helpful for you, to be on the Zoom consultation with the homeowner, but the majority don't. So you do have the option to be as involved or uninvolved as you like to be. But I think with that said, we are going to go ahead and wrap up today's training. If you guys have more questions, please feel free to reach Francisco or myself. Our emails are right there at the bottom. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And thank you, Remax, for the opportunity to help.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Such a pleasure, and look forward to working with you and integrating solar into your business. Much love, and we'll see you all soon.